So this morning, when I was getting in touch with all these ideas that I wanted to do videos on today, that tends to be the time where things come to me. I wake up, maybe I think about a dream that I had, or just feel what I'm feeling. And as I run through these different ideas, I have this little sharp wizard, kind of a old schoolish PDA or whatever, personal display assistant or whatever they're called. and I'll write down, type down these ideas if they seem like something that I want to share. And one of the things that came up today was an experience that I had, I don't know how long ago, it was probably at least a few years ago, could be even more, where I just felt like a warmth coming up, a little bit of anxiety, maybe some panic. And this has happened. It's like the grip is something that I call it, where I get in the grip, and it can feel uncomfortable and scary as something's coming up or whatever, and why am I uncomfortable? And sometimes that is how some profound awareness comes up within me, and it is about, in this case, it was about hearing an inner voice that was like, what's my motivation? And in acting, you know, an actor is asked that kind of question. And I think because my dinner with Andre was such a huge influence on me in terms of understanding the healing process, the process of awakening, the process of questioning life, the process of, you know, going into a deep feeling of disillusionment and so forth. It's a really profound film. My Dinner with Andre is something I'd strongly recommend to anyone who hasn't seen it, who wants to get to know themselves better. And he was a director in theater, and so he would talk about different experiences that he had where there was a blend between what experiences were useful in the process of knowing oneself as a character and what's useful in knowing yourself as a human being, applying these different kinds of exercises to oneself. And that phrase that came up within me, what's my motivation? It seemed concurrently both powerful and frightening, because it's like, there's the key within that, but there's also a confusion. I don't know. Or maybe I do know, but it's uncomfortable to look at all these motivations, you know, for sex, power, money, just different desires that are there. It's like, ugh. Those are a lot of uncomfortable motivations to look at. But by surrendering to that question and examining it, I believe that I've more solidly over the years since then come to an answer, which is peacefulness. Having a peaceful mind is my motivation. And when you know your motivation, and it can be many different things, and it can change from time to time, but if you have an underlying motivation such as attaining peace, then that can help you assess your choices. So whenever you're, you know, at a crossroads, then you can ask yourself, is this going to move me closer to peace or further from peace, or whatever your motivation is. So understanding your motivation, what it is you're trying to attain, that can be a powerful way of getting closer to your goals. And to get to understanding your motivation, sometimes you have to strip away everything that you've learned from your socialization process and your family and so forth, because you can just assume that your motivation is to work at a high-paying job that will have a certain degree of respect in your given community, and you want to find a relationship that will satisfy you and lead to having many children, and then eventually retire and move to someplace warm. And, you know, these could be just inherited, you know, cultural kinds of motivations. But if you tune in and you peel away a lot of these different illusions, I believe that what we want oftentimes on the level of higher self is true peace. Thanks for listening.